In a recent video, I asked my viewers to take on my most famous beating Grandmaster with stupid stuff challenge, pretending to be AFK. And boy did you guys deliver. Within the day, I think I had over 60 replays, so I asked a friend of the channel to select a couple which we could go over. And this is the first one that I got. This is from Bumps versus Juggler, two Grandmaster players. This is a game played on the North American ladder here on Alcyone. Protoss versus Terran. We see Bumps immediately going for the base with the rich Vespine Geyser. Nexus first at 15 supply is pulling 3 workers off the line. And I can't wait to see the different approaches that people have. Juggler here instantly with a question mark. That might be because there has been no good luck, have fun. You know, high level players, they care about their, you know, the little show of respect between one another. So Bumps, without the good luck have fun yet, of course, because needs to pretend that he ain't quite here yet. These 3 bad boys just kind of patrolling around. I wonder if he's gonna take the risk to build another probe in the main base and try to sneak one out, or if he's just gonna stay like this. For now, it seems like Bumps' plans are just to stay like this. 15 workers total, 12 in the main base, 3 over here. Double gateway coming out as the starting structures after the Nexus first. As these probes continue patrolling, just kind of hanging around. What do we have on the other side of the map? Juggler opening up with the most standard of build orders, okay? He's opting for the Reaper first, which is probably the worst opener you can be playing against as Bumps. Reaper will go across the map. We'll see that you're not doing anything, kill all of your workers. You basically have no income. And even if your opponent doesn't realize that it's a fake AFK, you're still just in a bad spot because you're losing your entire income. Your opponent is mining with 16, 17, 18 workers or so. Is continuing to tech or continuing to build units. So the situation just sucks. Best case scenario would be like a no scout into Marine. And then maybe when the mine drop heads in, they see, oh, there's nothing there. This is legitimately the worst case scenario. I guess an SCV scout could have been worse. SCV scout into this particular build. But this is still pretty freaking terrible. As Juggler here reaches the main base and sees the lack of anything here. What's his response going to be to that? Does he continue to macro? Does he continue to play? He's building 2 Marines. He's just continuing his standard build. Another question mark being utilized here. Juggler confused. It's going to be taking out the first, the first 5 workers have died at this point. 2 Stalkers already in production defensively here for Bumps, who is keeping up the charade. Throws down a Twilight Council. Reapers now being built as 2 Marines make their way across the map. So it feels like, oh, yeah, Juggler has abandoned. Juggler has abandoned the will to play a regular game. He's like, all right, I'm gonna just finish this as fast as I can. I'm gonna reinforce this position with Reapers. I'm gonna send my SCVs across the map. Not all of them, but the majority of SCVs moving across the map. Mules still being used as well, so you can, you know, continue producing Reapers and send them across the map. He's an efficient man, Juggler. He has places to be. He has Protoss players to steal MMR from, and he's ready to take Bumps out as fast as humanly possible, sending everything across the map. Meanwhile, Bumps, over here in the corner, is getting his own Dark Shrine. He's getting a Warp Gate. I'd love to see a battery here, because right now, if all these SCVs just get pulled to the next base, I'm pretty sure that Bumps still dies. He doesn't quite have the units. Yes, battery, absolutely the correct call. And I'd love to see a pylon over here or over here, just anywhere closer by his opponent's base, so that he potentially can go for that DT rush. And here we go. That is a nice timing on the good luck there. He had that in the chamber. I'm just gonna go back a little bit in the replay. The exact moment when this base goes down, I want to take a look here at the APM actually of Juggler. That's what I want to see. So he's still playing really fast at this point. Okay, he's dropping a bit, takes it out. Okay, and now it just goes like, wait, what? Drops a bit. He's thinking. He's like, wait a second. The game's still on, and it kind of goes back up to a more normal level. 180, 190, 200. There definitely was a short shock there. So he scans towards the far right side instantly, sends a Reaper out to go figure out what actually is kicking off. Bumps, meanwhile, has his Stalkers on the map to try and pick off some of these SCVs, pick off some of these Marines as well. Does probably need to piss off here right now. Has a recall available, so that's nice. Gonna still lose a Stalker. Not entirely great. Juggler here with another scan, so now wasting 2 scans to figure out where the base is, rather than just being patient and sending Reapers around, trying to go for a spot, as he will find it in... Well, no, he won't. This Reaper is forgetting about the base that is most likely with the rich Vespene guys. I guess gold base also would have been pretty likely. He should check his own gold as well, to be honest. But Reaper has spotted it at this point. The first DT is making its way across the map, and it's actually going to, well, cause quite some trouble here on the other side. We have a bunch of Reapers out. There's not that many units defensively. We also have a super battery available. DT defensively being warped in scan. Super battery though coming in clutch. Good control here out of Bum so far. At the same time, this DT taking out a couple of SCVs. Do we have more defensive scans? We have 1 scan available. It's going to be used aggressively here. This DT is simply not falling as the super battery a little bit too powerful. Okay, now we'll end up dying. There's still 3 Stalkers available. The worker count is 23 to 18, and we still have 2 orbital commands as well. So Bums is going to need to make some magic happen. Meanwhile, these SCVs are being chased away by the one Dark Templar, as these bad boys are kind of stuck in a weird corner. Is building an eBay, of course, which is correct. Where's that eBay? Okay, eBay just randomly being plopped down in the middle of the map makes a lot of sense. Why does that make a lot of sense? Because he doesn't want the DT to find it. Now a turret is going to be, hopefully, the next course of action for Juggler. Bums ahead in supply for the first time in this game. Has 2 DTs out on the map. Is up 4 workers, but is still down on orbital command, is down in production, so I'm not really liking his position at all here. I'm surprised we haven't seen a turret start yet. We're instead prioritizing another Reaper rather than a turret. Scan will need to be used here. Okay, that's going to be... That's not going to be... Well, it's still gonna die. That actually was worse. He was only gonna... He's gonna lose a single DT. Now he lost both. I thought it was a cute move, and I was hoping he had a recall available. I think he was hoping the same thing, but the recall was just barely not available. My face is covering the cooldown bar, but you guys can trust me on that. Recall was like 5 seconds off or so. That's so frustrating. That's actually so frustrating. Reapers here trying to still move around. Stalker count is pretty high. Blink is also on the way. We have 5 Stalkers. 1 DT out on the map. Turret has now finished up. There's no bunker here, though. Marauder Marines on the way. Don't forget, Bumps is still in a pretty crappy position here. He has the army lead, and he has a much better army than his opponent as well, because Reapers, they don't tend to fight so well. The main problem for Bumps is that even if he forces a lift here, he needs to deal more damage. He's still just on 1 base. Blink is definitely going to be helping out, though. First Marauder on the way. We have Stim. I probably would have preferred Concussive Shell in this situation. DT not being controlled is going to end up falling as well. So we're now gonna we're gonna expand to the other Rich Vespene guys. I do like that. As Bum's taking the lead in a pretty serious way right now. It's gonna keep this one Stalker alive, and I actually think that Juggler is kind of bleeding out here. Doesn't have the unit count. Doesn't quite have the eco, doesn't have a turret, doesn't have a bunker, doesn't have a factory for follow-up tech. Whether that's going to be siege tanks or, well, just a bunker or just any. I mean, medevacs would be great here as well. Doesn't really matter. Juggler can't believe it. He was on his way to get a very efficient W in this game, and instead he's gonna get a very inefficient L. That's a slow loss here, as he can't believe it. Probably googling insults as we speak, because holy crap, this would piss me off. You know what the beauty of this is? Is that Bums did nothing wrong. He didn't try to trick him. He just hit his first base. No GG. As Bums takes the first W here of the day. Absolutely beautiful submission. Bums, credits to you. Thank you so much, man. And I think this is why I love this challenge so much. Is because there's no bad manner. You're not trying to trick someone with chatting in game, like pretending to say GG and then actually staying in, or saying, oh, I have to go, and then pretending to forget to leave. No, literally all the damage that the opponents get is dealt to themselves. It's self-inflicted damage. It's like the Zubat confusion ray. You know, you get stuck in the cave, you're fighting the Zubats. That's what this is. You know, you're literally just hitting yourself in confusion again and again and again. And this is beautiful that years after my first video that I think I made in 2020 on the pretending to be AFK, people are still falling for it in such a big way. I absolutely love that. I freaking adore that. So yeah, huge credit there to the Bums, because that was well played as well. It's so hard to do against Grandmasters. Here we have Sol, our second submitter. I don't quite know what this level is. I believe it to be a little bit lower, maybe diamond or so. And we have a probe that's scouting around. Okay, so this is already cool. Just trying to spot a proxy base. Like, hey, this is weird. Is there something, you know, is this really someone that's AFK? Or am I being proxied? This is another thing we shouldn't forget. At lower levels, the pretending to be AFK might work worse, because usually when they get proxied, this is also what it looks like, because their proxies just aren't so efficient at the lower level, right? People just proxy everything. Their first depot, their barracks, absolutely everything gets proxied. So we actually have 2 zealots being built here, because he believes this is going to be a massive proxy play. He is not at all believing, Azaerhaist is not at all believing that this is some type of AFK. No, he's scouting around for the proxy barracks, which are relatively close to his base. You know, an SCV now heading into, I'm not quite sure where this is going. Just kind of AFKing. Second command center on the way as well. Or, well, technically the 3rd command center, but the second one that can be used. Zealots still just pretty much AFKing. Now gonna start sending them probably across the map. We're still looking for potential barracks. Isn't finding them. At some point it's probably gonna hit him. It's like, oh, my opponent is just AFK. Send them across the map, buddy. Send them across the map. See what we can do. For now, too afraid. Meanwhile, on the side of Seoul, Marines being popped out. Second barracks being added in here as well. We have a mule. It's of course not coming from here, because this is still a regular command center. Azaerhaist is moving back into the main base. It's like, wait a second. There's no proxies around my base. I haven't found any proxy command center either. What if my opponent actually is really away from the keyboard? This is, it's like now counting. He's like, is that 12? Yeah, it's 12 workers. That's what you start with, right? It's like Googling the Liquipedia. It's like, how many workers in Legacy of the Voice? Yeah, it's 12. That's correct. A second count. You know, always got to do a second count, just in case. It's like, okay, that's 12. Makes sense. What's the response? Warp gate being chrono boost. 3 more stalkers. Oh, now starts attacking the probes. Azaerhaist, patient, disciplined, not fighting back. Or sorry, Sul, not fighting back. Azaerhaist is like, okay, first one's down. Let's see what happens if I take the second one. Guess the second one. What's happening here now in the mind of the Azaerhaist? What's he thinking? Yeah, he's bought it. This was a hard sell, you know? But he's buying fully into this. Oh, it's like, oh, my opponent is AFK, what an idiot. Hit the Q button. I forgot to play. Oh, this is going to be the freest MMR of my life. You know, it's changing the song to We Are the Champions. Queen blasting through the speakers as we speak. Azaerhaist already calculating how much MMR is going to get. Right now, 3,245. Gonna get plus 24. Where does that leave me? Gets his Casio calculator out. 2 more stalkers. Yeah, no building anymore. Nah, Robo, don't need to use that, my friend. No need. Look at this. This guy in the round. Meanwhile, on the side of Seoul, 2 orbital commands, technically up an entire base, even when Seoul ends up losing this base. Please fly it away at the last second. It would make my day. If you fly it away. The APM drop to 0 into crap. I'm gonna need to continue playing, adding 2 more pylons, trying to start an observer, but then realizing that you're a supply block. This is the moment that you live for. And this is the only time in life where I wish it was legal to plant cameras in people's rooms without their knowledge. Because holy crap, this would be one hell of a shot. Oh my good lord. Nexus comes down as the Azaerhaist has figured out where his opponent is. He quickly realized something was wrong. And it's going to be attacking here into this second command center. We get a fat repair here on the CC, on the orbital. Zealots are going down. Good control out of Seoul. Full walling once more. First tank is about to pop out as well. Stargate on the way. Immortals being chronoed out. Oh my god. This is the worst feeling in the world. You know that? This feels so bad. I'm so confused. And he knows as well. He can't flame the other guy. Is it, what did he do? He just hit his first building. Is that illegal? Sorry, officer. Is that a crime? Is it a crime to hide my first building? I didn't know that it was in the law that it wasn't allowed. No. This is perfectly allowed. You can play like this in tournaments. There's nothing against it. It's not going to work. There's nothing against it. Double Forge is now coming out. Twilight Council. Every single tech building is being constructed. Observer making its way across the map. Second tank being sieged up defensively as well. So we see Sol just slowly but surely setting up for that macro game here from the bottom position. Could technically start mining from his opponent's gold, as well as the rich Vespine geyser, which I wouldn't really mind. I think that would be good. Azaerhaist is continuing with the Immortal production. Would love to see Charge, double upgrades, Oracle on the way. This is... it is a unit. I don't think it's the correct one. Unless you're gonna hit some banger stasis boards here, I don't entirely see what the purpose is gonna be of this Oracle. Revelation, you already have an Observer out, so I'm not quite feeling it. Loving the 1-1 in the charge, so I think that's definitely a good call. Third base should be on the way. Not sure if I dare building it at the gold, so probably just maybe here towards the north side on that 9 o'clock position. Oracle now is gonna come out for a secondary scout. Azaerhaist is really, you know, he loves confirming stuff. We remember that with the SCV scout from earlier. He's gonna move in, move out again with the Oracle. Double turrets now being built. Instant response here out of Sol. Who's just gonna go for what seems to me like a bit of a tank push. Natural has now officially landed. It's some 6 Sim City, by the way. I wonder if he practiced this. I actually really wonder if Sol managed to practice that. Starport in the wall too. Zealot just kind of roaming around. You have Cannon in the main base. He's looking for any other proxy base, which actually makes some sense, of course. And here comes Sol with a powerful push. Charge is not done. We see Azaerhaist here on the top of his own ramp. He's not ready for this. Azaerhaist is still confused. He's thinking like, oh, what is this? How can you have this many units? How is this even possible? Stim gets used. There's no medevac, so every stim is going to hurt. There is charge, but the zealots aren't in big enough numbers. Natural's being given up. Extra base being taken here towards the north. Do we have any mining? Okay, we have a little bit of mining here from the natural. This is really all in out of Sol. If he loses a battle, it's still going to suck. Probes stay alive for now. Wish there was the ability to recall those. That would be so helpful. This tank is going to take all of them out here in the end. Sentry? No, not necessary. Immortal's actually packing a punch here. I don't think you can attack into this Sol. I just don't think you can. Your opponent moves down the ramp. Well, perhaps, but can't attack into this. No way. It's 1-1 upgrades versus 0-0. Every stim still hurts. Do we have the first medevacs on the way? No. We are getting a reactor. More reinforcements now moving across. Tanks are going to start moving in more forward position as well. This is such a low army. Zealots now running in forward. Do we have a scan for the high ground? I actually think if you push this back and you take the high ground, you can take out 2 tanks here with these Immortals. I think Azaerhaist is playing this a bit too careful. Tries to get a Void Ray in, which is odd. Voiders are really bad at everything. Oracle has also died, because Oracles also are really bad at everything against Terra. Would love for this Void Ray maybe to just pick off reinforcements. Could do that, but against 2 Marines might be capable of winning. Here we go, big attack coming in. Azaerhaist making his final stand. Using the prismatic alignment as Immortal's doing a decent job up here. Tanks stay alive for now. This Void Ray actually the 1 unit left standing against just pure anti-ground. 2 more Marines are moving in forward. These Marauders are active. These Marines are well, not active at killing the Void Ray. 28 workers to 25. Sol is ahead. Hasn't built any SCVs. Is now going to drop 3 mules on the same mineral patch, which is simply not possible. Medevac shows up with a single Marauder and a Marine. I feel like Sol needs to take this a little bit more slow here. Void Ray is probably not going to get that medevac as it flies away towards safety. Bunker's going to get taken out here as well. Not sure if you can fight this if you're the Terran. Probably you can though. Medevac is definitely helping out. Marines are being microed back. That's one hell of a pickup. Zealots are actually going to win this. Some oversaturation here in the main base. Some oversaturation. No oversaturation. Not anymore, at least. Good saturation here for Sol, who still has those 4 barracks pumping, who can be adding in tanks as well as now has a Cyclone to deal, I guess, with the air unit and 2 Vikings as well. So I do feel like that this is about to be at the moment Sol decides to attack over here. I mean, he's so far up, 64 supply to 38. Just going to speed this up a little bit because I do want to see the ending of this. I want to see if Azaerhaist has any, you know, neat words to say. You know, maybe he's not as confused anymore. Maybe even words of admiration. They're allowed too, you know. It's like, oh, that's a smart strategy. Did you come up with that yourself? No, but it's cool anyway. Pretty well done. Vikings here in the mix. And yeah, sentries. We're not actually going to force field the ramp 3 times, are we? We're going to have to wait for that? Nah, thank you, good sir, for not doing that. Stim gets utilized as a Guardian Shield is available, but not quite utilized. And here we go. GG. As Sol wins the game. After 12 minutes and 12 seconds. Our second W of the day. We'll have one more then. One more, you know, just to finish it off. And our final game is going to be Crosshair versus MJC. Now, the beauty of these replays is that if I don't know who submitted it, it becomes very clear very early on into the game. As MJC here, I think this is a diamond game, by the way. It's opening up with a... What is this? A refinery first on the other side of the map. This is most definitely a different approach than we have seen so far. Everyone has just opened up with the CC first because that makes sense. I'm not quite sure what this refinery is going to be doing. I also feel like MJC doesn't quite know what this refinery is going to be doing. Because you can't mine from it. Like, you need to bring it back to a command center. And a depot, barracks. I do like this though. I do like this vibe. This is a more aggressive approach to the problem. And the problem being that your early game is really bad. Like the first 6-7 minutes are just garbage. And you're really reliant on your opponent making a mistake. This also is reliant on your opponent making a mistake, but it's a different type of mistake. One of the things that people love doing is just sending units across the map. Sometimes, apparently, by pulling the SCVs as well. And you can perhaps try and surround them if you just get a lot of units out early on. Because I think this is going to be much more aggressive than anything else. It makes sense. I like this. So you kind of bait your opponent into your main base and then you surround them with the Marines. I think that is a brilliant plan, if that is the plan. If this is just going to be a defensive 3-Rex command center, this is the worst plan that you possibly could have gone for. Something that I'm also very impressed by, which I hadn't quite expected, is that everyone so far in my audience has been capable of counting to 12. And just knowing that the starting worker count is 12. And I know that doesn't seem like much, but I'm happy that that's the case. I would have been very disappointed if one of you had sent me a replay where you accidentally sent 1 too many workers away, or you build 1 too many workers, so there's 11 or 13, or you start an orbital command, you know, or you accidentally build a refinery in your main base. I'm just happy that in none of these 3 replays so far a mistake like that has been made. You know, there's also something like just kind of the power of habit in the head. The moment your workers get attacked is that you pull them and fight back. That also hasn't happened, and I'm proud, you know, as a content creator that cares about who is in my audience. I'm happy that I've managed to cultivate an audience that seems to at least have more than 2 brain cells, and that is a proud moment as a content creator for sure. 4 Rex Marines so far, loving the gas, loving the pure mining of the gas. This is absolutely brilliant. Just playing a build that only requires minerals and completely focusing on gas mining on the proxy base is a level of decision making that I haven't quite seen before. I have no clue what this is for. I was hoping it's going to be an eBay over here. It's just going to be another depot. Like, I guess he wants to go into a... Okay, I guess combat shield eventually. He's thinking long term here. That's for sure. Meanwhile, Crosshair is opening up with a Reaper. What's this? 2 Cyclones. 2 more Cyclones moving across the map. Reaper is fighting. MJC. Very disciplined. No workers being pulled off the line. Look at that. All of them just going down. All of them just going down. What is the plan here? Are we going to go for the surround? Units are going to be stuck in the main base. At least 5 units will be stuck in the main base. That's free picking. Easy free picking. Do you want to go there? Or do you just want to play a macro game? You just wait for your opponent to take out your CC. Okay. We're gonna get the moment soon. We're gonna get the moment soon. Oh, he's moving out actually. Ooh, that's also exciting. We'll still get the moment, I think, just before. Look at this. Maybe we should slow down the game for that. Go to the slowest possible replay speed. Here we go. Poof. Slight APM drop. He's like, wait, is there another building in the main? Maybe a depot? MJC. Oh. Crosshair, not supply block, can produce units, has the interference matrix research here. We'll use an auto turret. As currently on the map, we have 6 Cyclones, 1 Reaper versus 18 Marines and 3 Marauders. That is a very serious army he managed to get up here. Crosshair flying his CC away for some reason. MJC gonna take out the first 2 Cyclones as well as the Reaper. We have 2 more Cyclones on the way. Reactor will most likely get taken out. Can they get out of here? I think they'll just get blasted by these Marines instantly. Yeah, there we go. SCV pool as well at the same time, but I do believe that 4 of these are going to be a bit too much. Loving the addition of Concussive Shell, though. That's actually a very big move. It's going to help so much against these Cyclones. No A move here being utilized. Can't attack up the high ground, buddy. Another Cyclone will fall. This is a very close game. 5 workers versus 0, but still plenty of cash in the bank here for Crosshair, who is now building a Cyclone. Plenty of cash in the bank for Crosshair, for sure. Oh, it's now also adding in a Banshee. Another Cyclone. Drops 3 mules right in front of his opponent, which I'm not the biggest fan of. Should probably fly this base towards the left side and mine from here. Continue production on the barracks as well. Once this Banshee gets out, though, that could be a serious problem. Even this Cyclone by itself, if it gets this Marauder and then gets the next Marauder, then there's no Marauders left. Oh, can he get another kill? Yes, he's gonna get a kill here on this Marine. Marauder, however, will stay alive. Hellion production possible. Marine production possible. We have plenty of supply left over. So we are gonna see at least a Marine. No Hellion quite yet. Perhaps forgetting that that is a possibility. But you just want to produce as many units as humanly possible at this point. Marauder is being taken out as Crosshair is gonna be pushing this push back. 2 Marauders as a response to the Banshee popping out is once again a phenomenal call here out of MJC, who is still mining a lot of gas, has 8 workers, 3 of them full-time mining gas. This is a misappropriation of resources that I haven't quite seen before. You absolutely love it. Hellion now in production as well. Actually, I think Crosshair is in an okay and playable position. He's probably ahead economically because of the fact that he has 2 mules, potentially. Still has this Banshee available too. He's now going to be taking out 10% of his opponent's economy. Oh, good control here versus the Marines as well. There's going to be -2 Marines, I think it was. Oh, Banshee could perhaps go on the high ground for a bit. Just hang out. I guess you're always automatically attacking, so that doesn't quite work. 4 Marines being produced at a time. Do we have more workers on the way? Yeah, we do. It's going to be 10 workers versus 9 right now. It's really important this Banshee doesn't die. Like, that is absolutely key at this point. And we do see some good control. Or at least good enough control. The only thing you really need to do is build workers, control the Banshee, put your units in a bunker. And that's exactly what Crosshair is doing here. So the calls are correct. As long as the unit control is okay. Oh, look at this StarCraft Master. Boom. Oh. Honestly, good control. I'm impressed by this, really. He's gonna get surrounded here, ends up losing it. 14 workers to 10 though, 2 base versus 1. Hello, please move into the bunker, there we go. Yeah, the problem here perhaps is more so the fact that we don't have much of an army. Then again, how much of an army does MJC have? He has 8 Marines. Oh yeah, I can just look at the unit tab. 8 Marines and 2 Marauders. We're gonna... This is just a single Marine. You really need to repair this. It's so important you repair this. You can even use your SCVs to fight, honestly. Probably need to do that to keep it in range of the bunker. That Marine is gonna end up falling. SCVs being pulled off the line. Tank is never gonna become active. Look at this Marine queue up as well. 5 Marines here being queued up. Marine in the back helping out. Mules being pulled off the line for moral support, perhaps. The SCVs are going down. And it does feel like that, despite the temporary lead here that Crosshair had. Oh, it's gonna be forced to tap out. What a sick game. What a nice strategy. Really different types of strategies. We saw bumps with the DT rush to kind of confuse the opponent initially and then hit hard with the DTs. We saw the pure camping into 2-base push in the second game by Soul. And then here, MJC with a beautiful Marine rush. And this is the holy trifecta of pretending to be AFK. Fantastic stuff. Really sick. I still have a lot of replays left over. I might do this again in the future. I might also just ask for other challenges from my audience. I thought this was really fun. And I'm really grateful for how many replays I got sent to me. I'm sorry I didn't respond to all of them or to really any of them. I just, you know, it is what it is. I had my guy go through it and then send me the best. But so many emails. Really grateful for that. I hope you all enjoyed it too. I'll make a request in a future video again if I want more of this. I thought it was great. Leave me down in the comments what type of challenge you guys want to play. Keep it open. Keep an open mind to it. And I'll see you all next time. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.